Thanks once again for joining me. I've had a few players recently ask me about how to move around the lead hip better through the shot. So today I'm going to share a few go-to feels that typically work well for players. So if you're a player that often gets sticky or a little stuck around that lead hip moving through the shot, this could be a good video for you. Once again, if you enjoyed this video and if you're enjoying the channel, please remember to hit subscribe. Also go to ianmellorgolf.com if you have any interest in signing up for an online or in-person lesson. Okay, so once a player connects with a way to move around that lead hip that matches them, it often really improves delivery, it improves the speed through the shot. They often get to a finish, a balanced finish much more often. So today I just want to touch upon a way to blend a few different movements that really typically supports players. A few different things I try with lessons, try in lessons often work really well. So today we're going to focus on how moving into impact, we want that lead hip to be elevating through the shot. So in the impact position, the lead hip will actually be higher than the right hip. We're also going to touch upon how much lateral motion towards the target we would typically see with the pelvis that would display with the lead hip moving forward, and then also go over another little feel tied in that can help you to keep the space between the pelvis and the ball, so just allowing you to get into that lead hip there in a way that moving into the shot, it's in a good position so you can actually push off that lead side, and that is really helpful for getting through the shot, because as you push off that lead side and as you extend through that lead leg, it really helps you to continue your rotation into the finish. All right, so let's start off with the lateral. So really simple reference, the amount of lateral in the golf swing that often works well with players is that from the top of backswing, getting your left hip over your left heel. Okay, so just that little move there, but rehearse it in a way that, because we don't want to get all that lateral right away in the downswing and then we're done as far as moving forward. Rehearse it from the top so you're actually moving into that position where the left heel is over the left foot right at impact, and then work on moving through to your finish from there. Okay, so that's number one. Get that left hip over the left heel at impact. A good one to rehearse in mirror, but also, like I said, rehearse down to him, but then rehearse how you'd move around that lead hip from there into your finish. Okay, number two is just getting that lead hip higher. Often when you're working on that little push off there to get the lead hip over the heel, you're going to push off the instep there, and that's going to help that left hip get high. But simple one with the club, just a nice reference there that you can use is just making sure that you get the butt of the club pointing as high and up to the sky to the left as you can, while that left heel is getting, that left hip is getting over that left heel. For me, that's what I'm doing there, and that's giving me a really nice sense of getting into the hip there. So as far as moving into the left hip, that will be internal rotation on this lead side. So if you are limited there, so quick test you can do just to check, just standing up tall and see how much you can turn the foot out there. So I'm average there at best. So I think you'll actually start cramping a little bit here if you're a bit tight, and that's a very common area to get tight. So if you're limited in that range there, just turning your toe out just a little bit will add a little bit more range around that lead hip, but it'll also help you to gain awareness of moving into that hip there. So simple, again, very clear little feel you can use is that as you're moving in there, actually take your fingers into the crease of your palm and just pinch them in there. So I'm pinching the fingers, left hip's over my left heel there, and I'm pointing that up to the sky. And you don't have to do all three together like I'm doing there. I'm just giving a few different options. One of those little options there might connect with you really well, but once you get that sense of like, oh, I'm really in that hip there, you'll find it a lot easier to move through into that finish position there. And as I mentioned, when people really struggle, many times it comes back to a physical just limitation. So you're just working on, that's where you look at your body, and it's working on achieving more internal rotation, getting stronger in a few areas, a little bit more mobile, can really help you in that area there. Like I mentioned before, which there's just a lot of advantages to doing so, because once you're set and you're clear on how to really kind of get into and move around that lead hip, you can get through the shot much cleaner and there's just less stalling through the shot. So I'm gonna get set up here, rehearse to the top, get into that hip, very clear through it. I'm clear on how I'm gonna move through it. When I'm set then, let's hit one. Yeah, hit that pretty nice. So if you're unclear on moving in and around that lead hip, try a couple of those ideas there.